64, that is. Beautiful day on Saturday. It's really not actually that beautiful. It's actually kind of pitiful out right now in the Black Hills. It's I believe it's snowing right here in Rapid City right now, so it is a little testy. So, but that's just how it goes. It is South Dakota, but we just got to deal with it. Tristan Quinn joined us today, so we're just going to do this episode solo. We're going to get this episode done, have a lot of fun with it. Once again, thanks all of you for coming along for episode 64. Really excited to get this thing moving today. I'm just going to ask you guys for a little bit of patience as well as we get moving here. I'm actually going to go ahead and copy and paste, as my good friend Joe Price would say, our topics in for the day, just to kind of let you know what we're going to be discussing and we're going through. So I'm going to put those in there right now. I'm actually going to go through them right now, so that obviously I feel like the Buffalo Bills are a team that people are either sleeping on or they just don't realize how good they actually are. But I believe they can take down the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to get into that. We're also going to get into Quinn Williams. I realized I spelled his name wrong here. It's Quinn, not Quinine, whatever it was. It was Quinn Williams. Is a problem in the NFL already. Excuse me. I'm actually just changing that real quick. Quinn. Sorry, Quinn, and I apologize in advance. And then Ian. Quinn Williams is a problem in the NFL right now. CeeDee Lamb is already better than Michael Gallup. Said it. Also, a bold take that I have. I believe Chase Young is going to be the Defensive Player of the Year for 2021. Already doing a lot of great things for that Washington football team defense. And then finally, we're going to talk a little bit about Vikings content. Anthony Barr versus Eric Wilson. So, let's jump right on in. I actually want to tell you, those of you that actually watch us on YouTube, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe as well as leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. And I really appreciate those of you that do choose to do that. Again, it does help us out a great big deal. So I really do appreciate it. So as we get moving here, we have got a plethora of things to talk about. Probably none more important than the fact that the Buffalo Bills can take down the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, they already said it. Now, I realize that the Kansas City Chiefs probably have either close to or they do have the best football team right now in the entire NFL. And I wouldn't. I'm not disagreeing here necessarily. I do ever have to say that, especially with the addition of Stephon Diggs, the Buffalo Bills are looking nasty. Josh Allen is playing like an MVP candidate. The running game isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's actually kind of promising. And their defense, even though it had a little bit of a rough start, the Buffalo Bills defense is starting to get its stuff together. Actually, this is what sports... let's see here. What Sportsnot.com had to say about him. Buffalo's defense is starting to look a lot better as of late. Entering Week 14, this unit is averaging more than 2 takeaways in each of their last 4 games after forcing 2 takeaways against San Francisco. Over that same stretch, the Bills have averaged 3.7 sacks, almost 4 sacks per game. It still isn't the elite defense we expected before the NFL season started, but its big play ability can be dangerous in the playoffs. Because of that, and because of how much better in my opinion, that the Buffalo Bills defense is rather than the Chiefs, I believe the Buffalo Bills could take down the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, obviously, the Chiefs can get got. Everybody knows it's the NFL. It can happen. Anything can happen any day. But do not sleep on the Buffalo Bills. They are not only an up-and-coming team, they are contenders. That's right. They are contenders. They're a tough team. Josh Allen is playing out of his shell, and it's great to see because you want to talk about untapped potential. He was probably one of the guys I had one of the biggest question marks coming into before they got Stephon Diggs. I know he was going to be a big get, but he's absolutely balled out this year, completing almost 70% of his passes, has 26 touchdown passes to go against only 8 interceptions, and to top it all off, the man also has 6 rushing touchdowns. 34 total touchdowns this year. Just he is absolutely bringing it for the Buffalo Bills in every way that they need it. Devin Singletary is actually leading the team in rushing with 544 yards. Only has 1 touchdown, but it doesn't matter. This team is legitimate. Stephon Diggs leads the team with 90 catches for 1,037 yards and 4 touchdowns. Here's the thing about Stephon Diggs, though. He has never, other than 2018, he had 9 touchdowns that year. He has never really been a huge touchdown scorer. I mean, he's going to stretch the field. He's going to make some people miss. He's going to run some great routes, catch a lot of passes, and get over 1,000 yards, which he's done over the last 3 seasons, by the way. But he's not going to score a ton of touchdowns. I don't believe he's a consistent 10-touchdown-a-year guy. And that's okay. They don't necessarily need him to be because the Buffalo Bills have a plethora of talent. I mean, if you think about Cole Beasley, I know we talked about Terry McLaurin being one of the most underrated, wide receivers in the entire NFL. Cole Beasley could definitely be in that conversation. He has 66 catches for nearly 800 yards, 4 touchdowns this year. And there's a lot to be excited about if you're a Bills fan in terms of your receiving core. John Brown getting things done out here, 29 catches for 386 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Gabriel Davis, what he's providing for this team right now, obviously a vertical deep threat, 25 catches for 422 yards and 5 touchdowns. This team is dangerous. Do not sleep on them, especially as they get ready for the playoffs. Sportsnet.com said it best. This defense is coming back, especially it's going to start getting the football back for its offense. It has been getting the ball back for its offense, and it's going to be. I think it's going to get back to being elite very soon. And I don't think it's that far off right now. I think honestly. This whole year threw everything off when you think about COVID, and I make this. A lot of people say it's an excuse, but it's an accurate one. I mean, COVID definitely brought a lot of monkey wrenches into things, especially no OTAs, no training camp, no mini camp, no preseason, but it had training camp. But point is. This is a team that you can't sleep on. This defense is respectable. The quarterback is playing like an MVP at an MVP level. The receiving core is playing out of its mind right now, and they've got a running game. That's a lot of recipe right there, and I know it's Patrick Mahomes. You never fully count Patrick Mahomes out. Who, by the way, they have a tough game coming up this week against the Dolphins. But I'm telling you, this team, the Buffalo Bills, can take down the Kansas City Chiefs. Watch out. And then also we have another segment here that we actually just are incorporating. I feel like, especially throughout the younger NFL, throughout the NFL teams who aren't as good or at the bottom of their divisions, I feel like they need a little bit of hope. So I decided to bring in this segment where I'm going to pick one player from each team. We're going to do it by division. This week we're doing the NFC East and the AFC East. So we're talking about the Jets and the Cowboys here. And I wanted to pick one player from every team, from each team that I felt makes headlines or really definitely has a promising future. So I'm going to start here with the Jets, and I'm going to say Quinn Williams is a problem. He is a problem. Okay, let's go into look Quinn Williams here. He's in his second year out of the University of Alabama. He has so far. Before I get into his stats, he's actually 6'3", over 300 pounds. He's a man, only 23 years old. Okay, he has 6 sacks this year. More than twice his total from last year. Now, I think last year he was kind of getting his feet wet, and this year he is finding himself. He is already a problem. 80.6 PFF grade. He has had 3 sacks in the last 3 games, with half a sack against the Chargers, a sack and a half against the Dolphins, and a sack against the Raiders. He is probably, other than maybe a couple of other players, I say, in my opinion, Quinn Williams is without a doubt the brightest spot on the Jets, and that's not necessarily a great thing to say right now. I mean, they've got some good players. I mean, you want to talk about Denzel Mims and a lot of offensive weapons they have. They do have some weapons. Their offensive line is tough, though. I will say that they've got some work to do there. But Quinn Williams is a problem. I fully expect this man to come out. I think he could be Aaron Donald-esque. I really do. I think it's only just a matter of time. He's starting to find himself. The physical tools are there. He's on a team that obviously needs his talent. But this team is Quinn Williams is just a guy that you have to, as an offensive minded coach, on offense, the opposing team, they have to game plan for this guy. They legitimately have to put a different game plan together because if this man is in the lineup, because of how well he is coming along, especially in the NFL. Again. The quarterback situation for the Jets is kind of up in the air right now. They're probably going to get Trevor Lawrence if Sam Darnold probably doesn't stick around either. Neither does Joe Flacco. I don't know at this point. But Frank Gore, the ageless wonder, gotta love Frank Gore. 142 carries, 523 yards, and a touchdown. But this team has a lot of other holes, and again, they do have some good players. I mean, Brashad Perriman, I've loved him, even though he had kind of a rough start in the NFL, but then he came on for the Buccaneers. But he's absolutely a guy to watch out for. Denzel Mims, I felt like he was going to come out and absolutely just start destroying it in the NFL. He's averaging 17 yards a catch. But I'm going to say this one more time for the people all the way in the back. I'm saying it again. Quinn Williams is a problem, and I think he could be. Again, that Aaron Donald type-esque player. Now, does he have some things to work on? Yes, but it's the NFL. They all have things to work on. But he's a problem. Watch out what he's going to continue to do for this Jets football team, because I think if you can get a solid starting defensive line, and it's all going to start with Williams, I think this team can start to find its way and definitely be contenders in the future. CeeDee Lamb is already better than Michael Gallup. I had this take not too long ago, and I just kind of wanted to reiterate it because I felt like it was kind of important to reiterate. if you think about it, this year was probably, I would say, the most talented wide receiving core ever to come out, the wide receiver group to come out in this year's draft. I don't think it's in a debate. I mean, you're talking about guys like Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy. I mean, the list goes on. But I'm here to tell you right now that it did not take very long for CeeDee Lamb to become better than Michael Gallup. Now, again, Michael Gallup is in my mind more of a deep threat. He's not as dangerous as I thought he once was. And keep in mind, I don't think people realize this, but the Cowboys have had what? 1, 2, 3, 4 different starting quarterbacks this year. That's rough. I hope Dak comes back faster than ever. Got nothing but love for the man. But Michael Gallup is obviously clearly more of a deep threat, but CeeDee Lamb's already got him. CeeDee Lamb has almost 60 catches for nearly 700 yards and 4 touchdowns. Michael Gallup has 44 catches for 624 yards and 2 touchdowns. He has half the touchdowns. And I think that, quite frankly, CeeDee Lamb is the more talented player. Michael Gallup. I felt like even last year when he had 6 touchdowns, he kind of had a little bit of a rising type situation. CeeDee Lamb is already showing why they drafted him in the first one. He's already showing that he's not only immensely more talented, but I think his floor is higher than Michael Gallup's ceiling. And again, this is no disrespect to Michael Gallup. He's a very good wide receiver, a very good deep threat. But I just think from a route running perspective, from a hands perspective, that catch he had against Jeff Gladney and the Vikings was, I still can't quite believe it. But CeeDee Lamb is already better than Michael Gallup. And if the Cowboys can either get A, Dak back, or B, find a respectable quarterback, you're going to start to see this wide receiving core just blow up. Now, I think CeeDee Lamb is on his way for Amari Cooper right now, even though I still think Amari Cooper is the best wide receiver on the team, which shows in his 76 catches, 891 yards, and 4 touchdowns. But CeeDee Lamb is coming. He is going to be a problem as well, and I think that he is definitely a bright spot. Both Quinn Williams and CeeDee Lamb are bright spots for the Jets and the Cowboys, respectively. And it's a good idea to keep a mind on both. Or keep an eye on both, excuse me. Bold take. This is, okay, I have to preface this by saying, I don't know if you guys, I'm always on, Instagram, and I'm always, watching, what NFL coaches are saying about players and what players are saying about NFL coaches. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Mike Tomlin, I believe he was mic'd up for when the Steelers played the Washington football team. And he said to Chase Young, I don't ever want to lose enough games to get a guy like you, because that basically means you're losing, 12 to 15 games? I believe it was what the quote said. Chase Young, all he could do was laugh, because Chase Young is that type of player. Just look at the man compared with everybody else. It's just, he's a cheat code. He is going to be a cheat code, especially for how well built he is. I think it was, his 3rd or 4th game, he was already getting triple teamed in the NFL. I'm telling you right now, especially, and again, this isn't just because of how well Chase Young has been playing. I mean, if you want to just talk about a guy that's been balling out, obviously he's not, as a rookie, he's not leading the NFL in sacks or anything. He's only got 4, but he's got a 78.1 PFF grade. He's forced 3 fumbles, has 23 total, I believe 24 total tackles. He's missed a couple of games due to injury as well. But when he steps on the field, opposing offenses know that he's a kid. All right, keep that in mind. He's still very young. He is a problem. I know I've been saying that around everybody, but he is going to elevate that. He's already elevating that Washington football team defense. When you think about a guy like Montez Sweat, who had a pick 6 against the Cowboys, it is the Cowboys, but still, it's respectable. This defense specifically, Alex Smith, his comeback has been amazing too, but this defense specifically has been balling out. And they got players at every part or every level of their defense that I think are making a huge difference. I just touched on it. Chase Young already transforming that defense from a pressure type situation. I also have to say a little bit about Logan Thomas. I've predicted he would break out. Guess who has almost 50 catches and 5 touchdowns this year? Sorry, I had to say it before we got any more. Terry McLaurin's gonna have 1,000 yards too. I'm sorry, I know I get sidetracked very easily. But they got guys on every level of the defense here. I got to get back here. Ronald Darby's a respectable corner. Cole Holcomb is a great linebacker. I think he's gonna develop into a very nice linebacker for the Washington football team. Even guys like Cameron Curl and also Chase Young, Montez Sweat. This defense, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. this defense is already showing people how dangerous they really are. Chase Young, 4.5 sacks, not 4. Ryan Kerrigan, who's coming off the bench, by the way, the legend Ryan Kerrigan has 5.5 sacks this year. This right now, I'm telling you, especially with how Montez Sweat is coming on right now, this team right now is going to be tough, especially with how well they're playing. Montez Sweat leads the team right now with 6 sacks. You put a Montez Sweat with a guy like Ryan Kerrigan, with a guy like Chase Young. The corners are developing. Kendall Fuller has 4 picks, by the way. John Bostic's also a respectable linebacker. Chase Young, next year, when he's got an OTA under his belt, when he's got a preseason, because this was kind of a trial by fire for him. And again, he missed a couple of games, and he's still got almost 5 sacks already. Next year, his impact, I'm telling you, this man is going to be the defensive player of the year for 2021. Over Aaron Donald, over everybody. Jalen Ramsey, doesn't matter. He is going to be the defensive player of the year for 2021. Take it to the bank. And you heard it here first. Let's see here. Anthony Barr versus Eric Wilson. Now, this has actually been something that I actually brought up a while ago to a buddy of mine by the name of Dan Revere. And I said, Dan, I believe Eric Wilson should start over Anthony Barr. I mean, he just looks like he makes better plays. He gets more sacks. He's better in coverage. And he told me, Colton, looks can be deceiving, that kind of thing. Anthony Barr, lines the defensive players up, yada, yada, yada. I get it. But there's no debating the fact that Eric Wilson has not only been balling out, but he has far and away made it not only imperative that the Vikings bring him back in the offseason, he has already, keep this in mind, just in this one season, he has 3 interceptions. Just in one season. Anthony Barr, that's in his entire career. I don't think he's ever had more than 1 pick in a year. In his entire career, he has 2 interceptions. Now, I know interceptions aren't necessarily a way of measuring somebody on how, especially or their career or season is going, because Anthony Barr has been okay at covering running backs out of the backfield and okay at covering tight ends. But Eric Wilson flies around the football field. He makes more impact plays, and I think he's just an overall better player. Now, if we were just going to look at PFF grades altogether and not even talking about stats, because, Anthony Barr has 15 career sacks. Eric Wilson in spot duty has 8. So clearly Anthony Barr's got him there. But if we were just going to talk about it from a PFF standpoint, Anthony Barr this year, who played, I believe he got injured right away, and he was having not a very good start to the year. Only had a PFF grade of about 47.5. But last year he had a PFF grade of about 60.6. Not ideal. This year, Eric Wilson has a PFF grade of about 55.7. Now, clearly, numbers don't lie. Anthony Barr clearly has a better PFF grade. But point is this. Not only are PFF grades not everything, but when you have a guy that has shown as an undrafted player that's going to be a fraction of the salary that Anthony Barr is, that has 90 tackles this year. I'm going to say that again, that has 90 tackles. Anthony Barr, from my recollection, has never had over 75. No, he's never had over 79 tackles, Eric Wilson deserves an extension over Anthony Barr, and Anthony Barr, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but Anthony Barr should walk. Anthony Barr should walk, and the Vikings should never look back, because Anthony Barr, especially for how much his cap hit is compared to what Eric Wilson is, it's not even a debate. Anthony Barr should be shown the door, while Eric Wilson should be the new starting outside linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings. If you're going to sit here and tell me, by the way, Troy Dye for the Minnesota Vikings, the linebacker slash safety slash everything player that they drafted out of the University of Oregon, if he can add some weight, maybe 15 to 20 pounds, he's going to be a scary player. You got a guy that already runs like there's no tomorrow. His coverage skills are there. And yes, at the point of attack, does he get washed sometimes? Yes. But I'm telling you, if you get a guy like Troy Dye out there, and you get him running the way he should be, I really don't think that he should not be starting right away. He is immensely more talented than everybody I've ever seen. Like, he's not only I'm sorry, I'm just trying to pull up his PFF grade here. He is right now. He's 6'4", 230 pounds. He doesn't have a very good PFF grade. Actually, kind of is an awful PFF grade. I think a large part of that, honestly, is the fact that he gets washed in the run game. He is only 230 pounds, trying to play outside and sometimes middle linebacker. But his coverage skills are there. Doesn't have a pick, but he is absolutely in every. In my opinion, I think he is going to be something special for this Vikings team. His 40 time. I'm actually not too convinced that he's not faster or not slower than a 4.4. I think he's right on that, the cusp there. But I think, especially if you can imagine, the Vikings, he ran a 4.48. He ran a 4.48. This man, he's an athlete. That's all you need to know about this guy. If you can combine Eric Kendricks with a guy like Troy Dye with 15 to 20 more pounds on him, who can be better at the point of attack, and Eric Wilson. I might be biased, but I believe that's probably the best wide linebacking core in the entire NFL. I mean, I think Troy Dye has shown a lot, especially in his time in Minnesota. Has it been rough? Certainly, yes. But if you want to talk about no preseason, again, COVID thing, there were a lot of monkey wrenches into things now. But I think if you combine those three, if you combine Eric Kendricks, once again, Eric Wilson, and Troy Dye, this Minnesota Vikings team, linebacker and team, could be very dangerous, especially when they get they get Daniil Hunter back next year. I think Michael Pierce will be back from opting out. I'm hoping that Anthony Harrison maybe will find his way back in the squad. I don't know. We'll have to see. I suspect. I mean, you guys like Kyle Rudolph and Anthony Barr will probably be gone, so they can maybe hopefully retain him. I don't know. That'll be interesting. But this defense, especially with the young and up-and-coming players, the corners are playing very well. This could be something special. So let me know what you guys think. Once again, for those of you that watch us on YouTube, please leave a like as well. Leave a like and a comment. Helps people find the show. If you guys want more of our content, go to the Sports BP. Go to sportsbriefpodcast.com. We've got all of our content there. Once again, make sure also to subscribe on YouTube, iTunes and YouTube. iTunes we put it there right away, so you guys can listen to it right away and get that done. So please have a great rest of your day. Go out, watch a little bit of football, spend some time with the family, eat a pizza. Pizza's great. It's good for you too, especially maybe not. But point is, go out, have a good time. Appreciate you guys for coming along, and you know what? Take it easy.